Group guest here on Indiana in the Morning. Our conversation brought to you by Marcus & Mack, voted best personal injury law firm in the Best of Indiana County contest. Marcus & Mack, a law firm representing injured people. And good morning to you.
Good morning, sir. How are you?
Wonderful. It's good to have you back with us today. We talk about veterans issues here in Indiana County, and there certainly are plenty of them. Those things never go away, do they?
They do not. But I will tell you that the VA has really stepped up to put some plans into action to get some things moving for our veterans. And a couple of those I've brought here today that talk about this toxic exposure. So each veteran that has served has an opportunity now to either go online to va.gov and or contact our locals, what's referred to as the CBOC, which is the clinic for the VA located over there in the parking area where Martin's is at.
Yeah.
You can go over there and do a TARA, which is a toxic exposure risk assessment, and or they can go online to va.gov and do that same toxic risk exposure assessment. And this will just put them on the radar. Because a lot of our vets come home and that's it. They don't have contact with clinics. Yeah. You know, they don't follow up with their health care. They don't follow up with my office to see if they have entitlements that might be out there available to them. This is one thing they can do. They can do it in the comfort of their own home, or they can do it at the clinic.
We think of toxic exposure most famously when we think of Agent Orange in
Correct.
The Vietnam era. But the Persian Gulf Wars and the ongoing war against terrorism, there are exposures there too, aren't there?
As much so, if not, well, I'm not going to say more so, but certainly as much so. When they talk about they refer to this as burn pits or these toxins. When they're talking about burn pits, these are not just isolated holes they've dug in the ground and lit some things on fire, although those potentially are some of the reasons why they refer to this as a burn pit, Bill. You know, as we all know, the oil fires during the first Gulf War, they went and ignited all those oil fires. Well, somebody was exposed to that stuff. And most of it were our guys, whether they were on a ship right off in the Gulf, or it was individuals that were on the ground, putting the fires out, driving by the fires to get to their next destination. So, lot of bad things were burnt in these piles. You know, that
chemical agents and things.
Yeah,
of that
exactly. You know, there's talks that there were even things beyond just chemical agents that were burnt that shouldn't have been, and our guys were exposed to that. So we're seeing a lot of individuals coming home with rhinosinusitis, sinusitis, issues and complications from that, sleep apnea and things of this nature.
And these things, of course, they can develop after a period of decades, really. And it's hard for us to believe it, but that was 30, 35 years ago.
Yes, exactly. And look at look at Vietnam for an example. I have guys that'll come into my office for the very first time in their life. They're they're 75, 80 years old, and they're just now developing. The big one is like prostate cancer, diabetes, different types of skin cancers and things of this nature. Sometimes it just waits to manifest itself later in life.
Yeah. So you can do it at home, or you can go to the VA office up at the clinic in the Regency Mall complex. Speaking of which, that was big news last week about that facility, wasn't it?
Big news, yeah. And in fact, I was just there yesterday, talking to the staff over there, Sarah Meese, who is she is just wonderful, helping our veterans over there and her staff. But they just found out about it by me going in and talking to them about it. So it's kind of been kept a big secret. We don't want it to be a secret any longer. We'd like to get the community behind this. We finally have approval for that, and it looks like it's going to happen.
And what we're talking about is a brand new facility located at South 6th and Hospital Drive.
Right. And
Now, is the property itself IRMC property, or is it a separate piece of property that just happens to be in that neighborhood, or you don't know?
that's a great question. No, I don't have the answer to that. I actually tried to figure that out yesterday in preparation of coming here today. But no, I don't have the answer. But it is supposed to be located right over there on the hospital grounds area within that area.
Yeah, and that being the case, putting them in that proximity to the hospital, it's not like the Regency Mall location is far away.
No.
But it's still, you're on the property and you're within 100 yards of being in the hospital building if needed.
Yeah, it's, the clinic itself, I would say is somewhat adequate, the one we currently have now.
Yeah.
But the amount of people that have started using the clinic, we have outgrown it. Yeah. And,
Which is good news.
It's great. And it's, I would encourage every veteran out there, even if you don't think you're entitled to medical benefits through the VA, you should at least try to find out. And, these individuals that go in and, at least apply, most of them are entitled to use medical benefits over there. So it'll be nice to, when the clinic needs an x-ray, for an example, because they don't have an x-ray machine over there. But if they needed an x-ray, they could just simply walk across the street and have that done same day.
Yeah.
The potential is there.
Yeah. Wow. That really changes the whole game. It's a good addition for IRMC to have that facility there, and it's wonderful for the VA.
Yeah, it's a bilateral thing. They could, one can help the other, certainly.
Exactly.
A veteran could be at the hospital, and they could say, have you tried this? And they're, just work in partnership. And I think that's the plan with having it on that location. And it's unique because this will be one of the few in the state of Pennsylvania that is co-located like that. Yeah. So it's a great thing to see happen here for the community. Yeah.
So that's another great benefit here that we learn of for veterans here in Indiana County and really beyond, because there will be others that use that facility coming from Westmoreland County, Jefferson County, maybe Armstrong, all of them.
Yeah. As a veteran, you do not have to pigeonhole yourself into a specific clinic per se. So when we're talking about going and using a clinic, you can use one if you're from Armstrong County, as you mentioned, Westmoreland, Jefferson County. Some people just like this clinic, and with the things and the way they handle their patients at Indiana, I can totally understand why they would do that because it's just a great atmosphere when you go in there.
Really good people. Yeah. Okay. So that's another great development, and of course it's Indiana County, and we've got a great veteran population here in need of services and providing great services too. So,
yeah, Todd, one of the things is this morning I was supposed to have a special guest with me here this morning, and I mentioned to him that I would, identify his group this morning because of the good that he's doing in the community. And there is a riders group that goes out of the Dixonville Moose. This year they'll be doing a ride. Last year they did this same ride, raised over $8,000 for veterans causes. And they refer to themselves as the Veterans Outreach Group Incorporated. Randy Keith is the president of that chapter, and they are doing a ride again on July 20th at the Dixonville Miss. You can do it with a car, you can do it with a motorcycle. It doesn't matter. Just show up, be a part of the program, bring a gift basket if you'd like. And Randy can be reached at 724-422-4819. And his group, again, it's similar to that of In First Bank, and that they are putting together funds to better serve our veterans community.
Yeah. Wow. That's just wonderful, and it also speaks to the whole brotherhood type of thing that veterans have with each other, and the fact that they realize, and it's good news that they realize the connection that they have to each other through their military service, and what a special bond that is.
Yeah, and Todd, me being a veteran myself, 24 years, I love my time in the military service. But what I loved about it was the people that I got to meet and be a part of their lives, and continue to do that.
Yeah.
One of the best mental health programs we have out there are veterans with veterans. an opportunity for us to get together. We do it here in the community. We get together and you look in the room and there's 15 or 20 of us. It's just amazing. The camaraderie, you can share stories, tell lies and you're not judged for it, So,
well, the wonderful thing about that is that these guys all have the same experiences, guys and gals. They have the same foundational experiences in the military. And for the most part, when you get vets together, they know what the other person is encountering in their life. They know what they're dealing with because odds are they've dealt with it themselves.
Exactly right. And it has been extremely beneficial to see a lot of these, within Indiana County, and it's extremely unique. And I've tried to develop some of that in the office there as the Director of Veterans Affairs, that just the opportunity for our local veterans, the things that are here in our community. I was on a phone conference call the other day, and they actually made reference to the Veterans Provider Group of Indiana County and how unique it is. So we have over 72 participating members in that group.
Yeah.
And that's community oriented outside the county, state, and everything else. And that when other counties are looking at us and asking us what we're doing to benefit our veterans, it really makes you feel good.
Yeah, absolutely. So if folks want to get involved with your office or need some services from your office, it's an easy phone call or stop by for a visit.
Exactly. Just 724-465-3815. That's my office. And I'll be there till the end of July.
He's Al Lockard from the Indiana County Director. He is the Director of Veterans Affairs for the county. Thanks so much.
Thank you, Todd.
It's Indiana in the Morning on WCCS.